And welcome back to another Wednesday. Diahanne Rhiney, how are you?
I am very well. How are you,
I
Angie?
expect you to be well on a Wellness Wednesday. So, Diahanne, we are talking all forms of wellness for women. Last week we talked about burnout. Can you see me burning up? I don't know what is no, I don't know what is going on at the moment. But we talked about burnout last week, which was really interesting. I want to just quickly touch on something that we didn't get to talk about last week, and that is what burnout costs the economy. We were just about to tap into,
Yeah,
yeah, what does burnout cost the
it
economy?
it costs. So you've got McKinsey, the World Health Organization, Gallup, various organizations, and they say that it costs the global economy 321 billion
Billion. Sorry, I'm tapping myself.
billion
We're being real here.
321 billion.
A year. People burning out and having to take time off of work, burning out and
Health, everything. 321 billion.
and
Do you know what?
this also
We
covers
need a bit of that because
and
I'm
this
telling you,
also
if I can prevent that, hey,
hello, but this would also cover. Listen, I'm sorry, I'm just being very, very real here. I don't know what's going on. This would also cover people then who would have to, because they're burnout, have to leave their jobs. So you've then got to
correct,
find somebody to replace them. And it's those
exactly.
days of it's finding the right person, getting them up to scratch from the person that left. And you talk about health as well, that, obviously visits to the doctor, medication. It's a lot. So
It
we
is a
said
lot.
last week, we did mention that being kind to yourself and setting boundaries are probably the two main ingredients. But surely finding time for yourself within that is important as well. Sorry if
It
you think
is.
it's a fan.
It is just everything. People don't understand. They don't understand the mental health benefits, finding personal time. It helps reduce stress, it improves moods, and prevents burnout. Because you're just finding that time for yourself. The physical health benefits, you're looking at taking time so that you can lower your blood pressure,
Yeah.
reduce the risk of chronic diseases, and improve, just overall your general health. People don't realize, I keep saying, all these things, trauma, stress, they sit in our body and they create then physical health problems.
Inflammation, strokes.
All sorts, yes. Lower your immune system because you're stressed and everything, everything. And when you're stressed and you just think, God, why am I picking up everything? I'm
Yeah.
just picking up everything. It's all because you're not having taken that time out for you and setting those boundaries.
But Diane, we did
And
also
sorry to cut you. It's
go on.
contrary to belief, which I think is funny, taking breaks and personal time can actually enhance productivity
Yeah.
and creativity. And so I always say to anyone, especially the workplace, if you create that environment, like in my workplace, we create an environment where if you need to take a duvet day or a day off, that's fine. I prefer to give longer holidays so that people don't have to be stressed about, they can actually have time for themselves. Once a month, people take a day to give back to society, which also helps with personal time and relieving stress and stuff like that. So I don't have people who have to call up and say, hello,
Yeah.
because they have that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, I have a more productive and happy workforce because of that.
Now, we were saying as well that because society conditions us to keep going, keep going, keep going, finding time could become a bit of a guilt trip. So, I was very, very guilty of this. I used to love going on a retreat. Oh, I'm going on a retreat. How many retreats a year are you going on, Ange? Because I go on a retreat. Oh, this is lovely for the weekend. Then get straight back in to the work ethic that I had. So, is finding time something that you need to do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? Just very quickly, one of the things that I now do is I treat myself 4 times a year well, 3 times a year to a city break with access to a beach, and then I have a long haul holiday. Now that's my holiday finding time, but
Mm-hmm.
and I like to get my nails done. But we need to find time. We need the finding of time to be part of our lives, like brushing our teeth, getting our hair done. We need to find that time. Number one, not everybody has the time, Diahanne. And
They
two,
do. I think that's a myth.
okay,
Sorry.
so
I think it's about
okay,
prioritizing.
right. Let's get a fictitious girl. Let's call her Florence. Florence has got 4 children. She's married. She's 3 of her children are in private school. She's got a little one in nursery. She works full time. Talk me through how Florence would structure her day.
Okay, so Florence has a similar life to me. I work. I have twin girls, a 21-month-year-old. I run businesses. One of my twins has additional needs. It's a lot. But remember, if people, which they should be listening to this podcast, I said last week that at 5:30 I get up and have half an hour of meditation for me.
Meditation.
So people might think, why you get up at 5:30? But it's the one time that I can have 30 minutes just for me, and the house is still quiet before the office phone goes, before anything. You can always, even if it's, you can do things like quick meditations, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. There must be 15 minutes in a day that you can just sit and reflect, not go on your phone. Don't do nothing. Just sit in quiet.
What time do you go to bed? How many hours sleep a night do you get? Because sleep is very, very important.
Oh, no. And that's another thing. You have to be, they say, this is sometimes not realistic for a lot of people like Florence, myself, yourself. They say 2 hours before your normal bedtime. So let's say you go to bed at 9:30. They're saying 7:30, you come off all devices. Because people don't understand social media. I call it the thief of personal time.
I call it the
thief. I'm telling you, because your brain is still doing, your brain is still going. And, they say that we receive per day over 2,000 messages, whether it's from TV, radio, walking past a billboard, social media. That's a lot of BS to deal with in your head. Yeah. So they say you need to unwind from that. I love reading.
Yeah.
So I tend to read, or that's my happy place, actually. But it's different for everybody, and it's for everybody to find what is their thing. I mean, I love water.
I want to show you
something. I love it. I love the sounds of water. So guess what? I got my little app.
Yeah.
I go upstairs,
and you have water.
Put the water. Yeah, and it. And I'm just in my happy place.
So this here is a happy place. And that's my little pussycat. My kids are up there. This is my happy place. So I do understand about having that place. And with regards to the water, sorry, I'm just writing down something that you said. With regards to the water, there are films on YouTube that are about 9 hours long, and it's just soft music and the sound of water flowing.
Yeah.
I love that. I really love that.
You have free apps which you got them for water. Some people like the sound of nature.
Yeah.
You know, it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, for me, water is just my happy place, you know, in all ways. I just love the sound. It's so tranquil. And then it also reminds me of, you know, Caribbean beaches and all of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But Diahanne, you haven't answered my question. How many hours sleep a night do you aim for?
I try and get a minimum of 7 hours.
Right.
I do try and get a minimum of 7 hours. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, you know. But again, if I don't, I reconstruct my morning meditation. Do you see what I mean? Because something has to give, like, you know. And I think it's about, when I said to you about my Fridays, it's about certain things are non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And that's where is the hardest thing for anybody to get to that point.
Absolutely.
To be very kind of, it's a non-negotiable. My
Does
5:30 meditation, non-negotiable. Unless I was ill or, you know what I mean? But it's a non-negotiable.
Does lack of sleep lead to burnout? Finding the time to get the right amount of sleep? Because look, our bodies are changing. People are living longer. There is more of a social butterfly culture, but there is also a wellness culture. This is why we're doing these podcasts. There is a wellness culture. So people are recognizing that midlife between 45 and 60, it's not old anymore. It used to be. Yeah. Well, you think of a woman, or you just have to go online. Yeah. Look at a woman 60, 20 years ago and look at a woman 60 now. They're two completely different people. So the realization of the fact that I need to take care of my body, and I give myself permission to take care of my mind and my body so that I can live a longer, more fulfilled, healthy life, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. So we put these things in place. Now, I'm sorry, I'm going off piece a bit. Finding time can be a very, very difficult thing to do if you don't have structure. Finding the time can be a very, very exhausting thing to do, so much so that you need to find the time to wind down. Finding time in our busy days and our busy lives it's a chore right now. And I hear you saying there is always time. You can always find time. And in the same way that you say there are apps with sounds of water, some people might like the sound of nature. It's different for everybody. It's also different for everyone to find time.
But it's about anything, isn't it? It's like if you decided today, I'm going to go to the gym. I say to people, don't say, I'm going to go gym 4 days a week, 5 days a week. Rubbish. You're not going to keep to it. Yeah. You have to become disciplined over time. And you have to look at it like that. You know, like, believe it or not, I have on my phone an alarm that tells me when to drink water, when to eat, when to take a break from the computer. Because probably I wouldn't. Naturally, you just carry on, don't you? So I have something that is structured in my diary that the little alarm goes off. So it says begin with short periods of personal time and gradually increase it. So it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
I don't say to people, don't just start, I'm going to take all Friday off. It's not realistic, is it? Come on. And most people can't do that. Again, it's about setting boundaries. Learn to say, no. And set boundaries to protect your personal space, your personal time. And I think start by combining it. Engage in activities that bring you joy while completing necessary tasks. So, I don't know, I love music. So do your cleaning
To
and
music.
listen to some music. Listen to your waves. Listen, whatever it is for you. Initially, try and combine necessary tasks with times for you. So, like the other day, I was in the car and I was going to a meeting and I put on some Bob Marley, and mate, I was in my happy place, you know. So I just think you have to combine, you have to come up with strategies, creative strategies, which will get you to that place where you can have maybe a day or one weekend out of every 3 months, whatever it is for you. But it's about bite sizes.
Okay. Do you work from home? Do you have an office?
I do.
You do, right.
I do.
So once your husband and your kids go to school and nursery, even though your day is structured because you work from home, you have the time, should you wish to just lounge at home. Not everybody has that, Diahanne. Not everybody is.
No, but they do have a lunch hour. They do have a lunch hour where they can, within that 1 hour, if they want to take 10 minutes just to be still, put in their AirPods, and just listen to some meditation, read a book, listen to some music. There is always time. It's about what you and I and all your listeners make a priority. Yeah. And I have a saying, you know, sometimes the things that we prioritize above ourselves, people, work, all of these stuff. I always ask the question, and I asked someone this question the other day, and they were really, really shocked. I said, why do you jump an ocean for someone who's not prepared to jump a puddle?
I've just written down here, robbing of time. Repeat what you just said. I loved that.
Why are you prepared to jump an ocean for somebody or something, and they're not even prepared to jump a puddle? There's something wrong with this. And I like I said, I have really, for myself, you know, and it's not been easy. I'm not telling everybody these has been easy. I've had to cut off friends who drain my energy. Some people are takers. Yeah. Don't have to be as drastic as me. Every year I look through my friendship and say, that the person needs to go. Sorry, this is not serving me, this relationship. It's a bit one-sided.
Just as you mentioned, and I hear that one, and sometimes we do need to do that for our own mental and emotional health.
Yeah.
You were right. Just as you were saying, why are you prepared to jump an ocean for someone that isn't even prepared to step over a bubble? I was writing down robbing time. Sometimes who we give our time to robs us of our time. And it's about finding the time and maybe finding the right people and places to share our time with. It's about, I love is it ROI, return on investment? I'm going to give you my time. What am I getting back? I don't want your time to get something back, but it's a pleasing experience if we're giving of each other. And I can say, do you know what? When I spend time with Diahanne, I might not have, I don't know, put my contact lenses in the bathroom, but just having that little bit of time with her has made me feel lifted, elevated, happy, peaceful. It's an ongoing shaping of, it's a creating of a state of mind.
Yeah, and even things that I maybe because of my background in psychology, I used to love, I still love them, like I said, but I've also had to limit. I used to love all those crime because I wanted to be a profiler, really. That's what I wanted to do. The only thing why I didn't go on and do it, I didn't like the smell of certain things, so I wasn't very good. But anyway, but I noticed that when I watch a lot of, which are factual programs, but it's about crime and trying to work out the personality and the psycho, you know, the serial killers, it was bringing my mood down. So you know what I always say, certain things don't watch before you go to bed as well. All of these things affect everything. And I still think you could incorporate stuff like today, this evening, me, my partner, the kids, we're off to sip and paint.
Nice.
So what I'm saying, we're going to have time to just chill out, have a bit of fun. You know, the kids will be sipping their orange juice, whatever they're doing. But do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, there's sometimes ways you can incorporate people. We're actually get somebody else is organising it, but you can do it even within your own home. Get the little things, make it a bit of fun. And sometimes these little joyful activities, even done as a family, can give you that personal space back. As I said, there's always things. You know what? I remember once having with the girls, I said, you know what? We haven't been able to get down to the coast in the UK but we know what we did? We did a picnic in the house.
Yeah.
And we had wasn't quite the same.
Yeah.
We had so much fun just having that piece of joy in the house.
So is it also then finding the time also means designating the time to the right things?
Exactly.
Feel good. So designate your you time, me time, family time, work time, relaxation time. Yeah. And I always say, you know, time is something you never get back.
Do you know what? I was just about to say that. And I've said to people, sorry, anybody who knows me, as I get older, my filter, well, I don't think I have one, which is probably problematic in some places. But recently, I had somebody speak to me about something for 10 minutes. And I just stood there thinking, this is bringing my mood down. You know, you could just feel.
Yeah.
I actually said to the person, I'm not telling you, all of you lot, to go out and do this because, you know,
this is what you
and
do.
I had to say to them, I appreciate this, but do you know I'm never going to get back that 10 minutes?
You never get time back. You never get time back. Never.
So I really prioritize who I spend my time with, who I surround myself with. And I take that really, really, really seriously. And I think if people were to really, I remember once sitting down and carving up my time, and I was shocked at some of the people I gave my time to, the things that I dived to, that, sorry, you're not deserving of it. I said it, you're not deserving of it, you know, and that's about loving me.
Yes.
I say to my partner, I love him dearly. But, you know, I always say to him, he always laughs, but always remember, I love me more.
Time is something we can never get back. Diane, I'm going to pick up on something you said because I love it. Why are you going to jump an ocean for somebody who wouldn't even jump over a puddle? That's not
seriously.
That's not being selfish. That is being strategic. And
it is.
in not being able to get time back, we have to look at where we invest our time. We have to look at the harvest that comes out of investing our time. And I'm not saying because I've spent time with you, I want. Like I say, it could be something very, very simple.
Exactly.
Maybe I was on the way to do something, Diahanne rings, and I said, do you know what, that phone call's really made me feel better. I'm actually quite
and sometimes, yeah. And you will know the people who uplift you and the ones who don't. And I just think people need to be how people do their vision boards for their jobs and careers and all of these stuff. Do a vision board for you.
Yes.
A vision board for you, like I love and always have. And so I put myself on a course. So I'm going off to do photography. I love black and white photography. But that's for me. It's not about, it's just something for me. And absolutely love looking at what I've done. I'm sure it's not, not going to win any awards right now, but it's not about that.
For you,
it's about how it makes me feel to catch a moment in black and white for me. So that's what I said. All of you, do a vision board. I do one every year for yourself, not your kids, because we can talk about that. We're of an age where some people are going to be empty nesters soon or are empty nesters.
I'm nearly there.
And so many people put all their energy into their kids, and that's not a criticism, trust me. But then when they realise,
but when they go,
who am I? What am I going to do?
When my daughter,
this from now.
Yeah, when my daughter found a place with her fiance, so I've got one daughter living at home, one living away. Diane, I used to go to her room, and I used to be like, ooh. And I'm so proud of her. But what you've just said there, I just thought, okay, Angela, be proud of her, be happy for her. You've given her the tools and the confidence to go up and live. So don't say, where's my baby? Where's my baby? Ooh, be proud. And now that you only have one daughter living at home, utilize your time.
Yeah, that's that time that you had for the daughter that now gone and living her life. Put that time into you, investing. I always say the biggest investment you will ever make is to yourself.
Yeah. So
I'll say it again.
Go on.
Invest in you is the biggest and best investment, and you're going to get the best return on investment.
Beautiful way to use your time. Diahanne Rhiney. Oh my Lord. I can tell that these conversations are going to get very, very hot. Tell us where we can find your website. Tell us what it's about. Tell us who you are.
Join us, the sisterhood, where we support one another through our wellness journeys. And that's about, but it's also in a place of safety. mycaroline.co.uk. Join us, become a member, and be part of these kind of conversations.
Yes.
Be part of having these conversations with people like Angie, nutritionalists, life coaches, but not life coaches this is not about work. This is about
self.
You.
I love it.
Prioritizing you. Time for you.
Beautiful. Diahanne, as always, an absolute pleasure. Until next time.
Until next time. Wellness Wednesday.